I have Katie Taylor with me today. She's an estate planning attorney, and in my interactions with her, she's always come across as service-oriented. If I needed estate planning services, I would feel comfortable coming to Katie for help, confident that she has my best interests at heart. Katie, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. For those who are not familiar with estate planning, what do you do?
So, believe it or not, I get this question a lot actually. So, do you draft wills? And I always laugh because that is one of the primary documents for estate planning. So, people often refer to me as a wills and trust attorney, which a better term is actually estate planning. But yes, I draft wills, trusts, powers of attorney, everything you need to make a comprehensive and personal plan to protect you, your family, and your estate.
So far more than drafting a will.
Exactly.
Okay. And in all the work that you do, who are you passionate about serving?
While a lot of my clients tend to be around the retirement age, 60 or 70 years old, my passion is serving individuals, married couples who are much younger. I like to educate the younger generation on why estate planning should be considered now and not later.
Okay. That's it's probably more important than we realize.
Definitely.
And this series is focused on providing insights and resources to those who are caring for aging and ill loved ones. So probably somewhere between those two groups. What challenges could someone with a loved one in poor health face without estate planning in place?
Well, there are a lot of challenges, but the one that I see the most common are those sad situations where mom or dad developed dementia and they had no estate plan in place.
Mm.
And with nothing in place, loved ones are not able to make financial and medical decisions for that parent. And that parent now does not have capacity to sign an estate plan. So basically, that leaves them to the probate process of getting a conservatorship or a guardianship, which is a lot of time and a lot of money.
Hmm. So that adds a lot of legal mess to an already messy and challenging situation.
Exactly. Something you definitely want to avoid.
Certainly. What first steps would you recommend to avoid all this?
So the first step is to always give us a call. Call Georgia Legal Counsel. We are more than happy to help. We'll take your call. We'll send you an intake form with some questions. And some of those questions on there are for things that you may not necessarily think about. It prepares
Mm.
you for your consultation. So one of those questions that people do not think about are, I know I want my estate to go to my children, but what happens if they pass away? Who do you want it to go
Mhm.
to?
Mhm.
So we like to send that questionnaire to clients prior to the consultation. So you think about those things. And then we can discuss further in depth during the consultation. And then we draft your documents and then we conduct a signing.
Sounds like you're good at getting us to think about things that we don't normally think about and probably
Yes.
don't want to for the most part.
Yes, that's why it's important to have an estate planning attorney so that we can create a comprehensive plan for you.
Sounds good. Sounds important. You mentioned probate earlier, and everybody's wanting to avoid probate. I hear that a lot. What preparation is necessary to avoid ending up in probate court?
So that's always the primary goal is to avoid probate. And the best way to do that is having a proper plan in place. So the way to avoid probate is having a trust and powers of attorney. Now, the big difference between a will and a trust is that with a trust, you can avoid probate. In a will, you'll still have to go through that probate process.
Hmm. Okay. The distinction that, again, we're probably most of us are not aware of. We think if we have a will in place, then we're good, right? And that's not the case.
Yes, I run across that a lot.
Okay, and you walk everyone through all of those ins and outs of putting everything in place so they can avoid probate.
Yes.
Okay. What advice would you offer to someone who's considering estate planning?
I always say start now and not later. I always see those cases where they waited till later and now it's too late. And that's just an unfortunate situation. Even when we're younger, we're not promised tomorrow. You can walk outside your house and get hit by a car. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but that can happen. It's life. And so that's why I always say start now and not later.
Great advice. Thank you. Well, maybe I do need your services now. I'll have to talk
Happy
to
to help.
my What is the best way for someone to reach you with questions about estate planning services?
The best way is to reach us on our main office line, and we're also available on social media if you want to contact us there.
Okay. And I'll post that office number and the social media links below in the information below.
Thank you.
Katie, thank you for your time and expertise today.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.